Good morning. Today I will tell you about some very important laws related to entrepreneurship. The most important law for entrepreneurship, number one law, is to reduce the period of business success. That is, reducing the payback period of your business enterprise. If you invest some money into your business, you need to get the money back. If the payback period is 10 years, it means in 10 years period of time you are able to recover your money. If the payback period is 20 years, it means it is going to take you 20 years. Try to reduce this payback period as much as possible. If you can reduce this payback period, automatically your business will become viable in as short period as possible. How do you reduce payback period? There are two ways. One is you minimize your investments, minimize your expenditure. And the second option is increase your cash inflows, bring in more revenues. So revenues and expenditure, these two things are, all that drive an entrepreneurship. You can minimize your expenditure by reducing your fixed capital investments. If you have a possibility, then rather than buying something, go for taking it on lease. For example, if you have a choice, rather than buying a building, you take a building on rent. Similarly, rather than buying a car, you take the car on EMI or you take the car on rent. Rather than buying something, why don't you take it on rent? If you take something on rent, it will reduce your burden. So the time that it requires for you to get your money back, that is payback period, will get reduced. See, if you have prepared a business plan, you're planning to invest, let's say, 50 lakh rupees, and you plan to recover these 50 lakh rupees in next 10 years. Payback period of 10 years is there. Now my challenge is, why don't you work upon it? Can you reduce this 50 lakh amount? If the 50 lakh rupees amount involves 10 lakh rupees of capital investment, can you reduce it further? Can you bring it down further? Think about the possibilities. Bringing down your costs, your expenditure, your capital expenditure, your investment will help you, because you will be able to reduce your payback period to, let's say, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. If you bring down your payback period to only 3 years from 10 years, it will bring more smile to you. It will enable more capital investment from your side. You will be able to invest into other businesses. You will be able to grow your businesses. That is what I want. So think about how you can maximize your revenue and minimize your expenditure. In order to maximize your revenues, what are the different options available to you? You can increase your income. What can you do for increasing the income? You have so many things that you can think about it. To maximize your earnings, bring down the cost per unit. How can you bring down the cost per unit? If your product is sold at certain price, if you can reduce the selling price of the product, even if for that matter you have to bring down the quantity of the product, no matter. See, those companies which thought about reducing the quantity of their product to make the price easier for the customer have benefited tremendously. Those companies which were earlier selling a certain quantity, after reducing the pack size of their product, they have almost doubled their sales. If they have doubled their sales, it means they brought down the period, right? They have brought down payback period substantially. If they have reduced the payback period, they have been able to create a viable business proposition. See, government fails in most of the ventures, but when those ventures are in the hands of the private sector people convert them into profitable business enterprises. The government fails in spite of having monopoly powers. The government has still monopoly electricity distribution, railways, logistics, transportation, sea transportation, management of the airports. All these are monopoly enterprises, but all of them are into losses. Look at transportation. Railways is into losses. Roadways is into losses. Most of the public sector enterprises are into losses. Even if they are earning profit, the profit is not justifiable considering the scale of investment that is there. Being public sector enterprises, they get access to almost free land, almost free government resources, very less bureaucratic control comparatively, and a very good manpower, excellent manpower. In spite of all these things, they are all into losses. Why they are into losses? They are into losses because they fail to understand human psychology with regard to revenue maximization. They stick to a certain tick size, certain basket. They will not be willing to launch smaller packets. And that's why they are not able to become profitable. If you want to make your enterprise a profitable enterprise, then be flexible, be adaptable, try to adapt the latest technologies into your business framework. Try to reduce the price that the customer has to pay by introducing smaller versions of your products, so that more and more customers buy your product, more and more customers share the happiness accomplished through sale of your product. More and more customers become your brand ambassadors. A happy customer is definitely your most important brand ambassador. If a customer is happy, believe it, your business is growing, your business will continue to grow, and you will be able to attract good number of customers without much efforts. If you fail to deliver happiness, if the customers are not happy, if the customers have dissatisfaction, you may have excellent product, but everything will fail. Your business is going to fail. Your business is going to experience failure. 90% of the startups fail in our country because most of them fail to understand the customers. The reason for failure is only one: market. No other reason. But the reason to succeed, there are many. You have to see on multiple levels. You have to try to maximize revenues, you have to try to minimize income, you have to try to create unique selling proposition, you have to create unique bondage, you have to identify unique products that you offer to the market, you have to identify unique sources of raw material, so many things. And all these things will combine to generate a possibility of running your enterprise. Thank you.